This is Tim Samples from Lodi, Ohio. He was the originator of Park Fest to put it on this year to help raise funds for Lodi parks. We wanted to meet with him and ask him a few questions. As you've heard earlier, before I sat here with him and talked with him for a bit, we're going to see what his thoughts on everything were. Like, Tim, what made you decide to put this on the whole event in itself?
Well, heard a lot of people talking about how much the park needed help, and so we figured the best way for us to do it was put a fundraiser together. And we've done music festivals in the past, so that was the easiest way for us to get everybody together and raise money.
Oh, so you have done similar events in the past. What other events have you done?
We used to do military benefits every year, and then we would give the money to Rolling Thunder that we raised, and they would give it to a family who they thought needed it the most.
Oh, well, that's pretty good. With this whole thing in Park Fest, how did this truly come to mind? How did you come up with the name? I mean, what was your motivation to do this whole thing?
Park Fest come with a play off of Woodstock, obviously, so we call it Parkstock. It's Woodstock's 50th anniversary. And so we just kind of did a play on words from Woodstock to call it Parkstock.
So what was would you say, with everything going on, what would you say was the best part of it all coming together?
Everybody coming down there that came down.
Yeah, down there it seemed like there were so many people from one end to the other just having a good time. Unlike most communities and people getting together starting problems, I didn't see any of that happen. I was pretty impressed on how the food courts came around, the bands. I know a lot of people mentioned that they really liked seeing the bands on the side while the other bands were setting up. Just a couple people here, a couple people there playing. As I said earlier, that it was just amazing how people all joined together to watch this. So, if you had any changes you'd make, what would they be?
I think the one thing that we're going to try, if we're allowed to have it next year, would be we're going to have a little bit more activities for the younger kids, so they have something to do while they're down there and just not have to listen to music all the time. So we'll try to have face painting and kind of make it more young kid friendly as opposed to teenagers and stuff. Kind of caters to the 10 and below age.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of kids are out just running around in the fields. You saw 10, 20 kids over in one area, 10, 20 kids over another, half a dozen rolling down the hills. It was a lot of fun all in all for the kids and parents, and I can see where with that, building it up from year to year. So one of the questions a lot of people had was, how did you decide the bands that were playing?
To be truthful, we wanted to use as much talent from Lodi or as local to Lodi as we possibly could. And we had no problem finding bands. Every single one of them called me up or got a hold of me, messaged me or whatever. They got a hold of me and volunteered for free. Nobody charged any money to come and play, and it was just, we had an overwhelming number of bands. Matter of fact, we had to turn some down, but hopefully next year, the ones that didn't get to play this year, we'll try to get them to play next year.
So would you ever think about, I mean, with the number of bands that wanted to play, you don't want to exclude the ones that started out on your first year. Would you ever think about expanding your event to more than one day?
We've been talking about starting it on Friday at 5 o'clock and and go from 5 to 10 on Friday and maybe noon to 10 at night on Saturday, so we can get a few more bands there and have it 2 days. It's just a matter of weather, and what our council thinks about having it for 2 days.
Okay. Well, so with that in mind, do you plan on to keep continuing to have the event and make it a big tradition?
It's going to be if Lodi wants us to do it. It's not a matter of us doing it because everybody who helped me with it is all in for next year and future years. So it's a matter of if the council thinks it's successful enough and for us to keep on continuing with it. And again, this was for the park, but it was also me and the people that helped me out wanted to do something for Lodi before winter time, so everybody had a chance to get together and hang out and, eat some fair food before everybody hibernated for winter.
Okay. So with the event and everything, I mean, it looked like everybody was having a great time. The bands were having a great time. I know you were running around with your head cut off. You're pretty exhausted. The only thing I ever saw was I wish, and anybody watching this, next year we need more volunteers. I saw you doing so much. You can't be in 3 places at once, and I want people to understand that. I mean, how long did it take you to totally, before the day of the event, the festival, how long did it take you to get it ready?
We were down there for 18 straight hours, not counting yourself on the night before. But on the day of the event, we were down there 18 straight hours until we got done and had everything cleaned up and packed up and ready to go.
Okay, I'm not just talking then. How far back until you started scheduling the event?
2.5 months.
So you actually put this whole thing together in 2.5 months?
Yeah, we had 2.5 months to put it together. That's why we're going to try to have a lot longer period this for the next one if we do it, to schedule, different bands and different things. And, hopefully we have more for the kids. So yeah, hopefully we have a longer time to get it ready for next year.
Well, in 2.5 months, you did a hell of a job, because to pull that off with as many bands and many people involved, it was great. I mean, the giveaways were great. I'm hoping everybody just really watches and looks at the pictures and sees the community and see it how it pulled together. And a lot of the bands talked about you every time they played. They mentioned thanks and happiness and beyond happy to be there. And so with this, where do you see your vision moving forward from here?
We've always had the Sweet Corn Festival in Lodi, and they was kind of under the same situation I was, where it was just a little bit of time to try to pull it together. We'd like to try to have it continue for years to come. We're going to try to keep the cost down to as minimal as we can to get everybody involved. That's another thing. I heard a couple people say that they couldn't afford. We charged a $5 donation to get in. If somebody wants to attend this and they don't have $5 or whatever, we can always use volunteers to help clean up, set up, tear down, whatever. So if you can't afford to come down here and pay the $5, we can definitely use the help to where you and anybody else that you can think of to help us out with, we can get you in for free. So it's it's a matter of money, but yet it's not a matter of money if you want to come down there, because it is a donation. So we just want people to come down there and enjoy it and support Lodi's parks, instead of sitting around and saying, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. This gives you an opportunity to come out and support it and have a good time with everybody and show your support for Lodi and show that you're there to help fix up the parks.
Well, with that question about money in hand, a lot of people are really curious how much money total was raised for the park district.
After we paid porta potties, sound guy we had to pay, he was phenomenal, down there all day long. We ended up getting, I believe it was right around $4,700. I'd have to get an exact total, but I believe it was close to $4,700.
And that money was given to who?
We took it down to Lodi Village and gave it to the village so that they could use it for where they think they need to use it most, for the park.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping next year that you go ahead and do this. One of the things I'm going to be stating, that for every subscriber that subscribes to this channel, Life Without Bounds, up to 1,000 subscribers, I will donate $1, up to 1,000, for next year's start at the Park Fest. So we want to thank Tim greatly, showing that a small community can step forward and do something great on their own, and that he had a vision and pulled it together. A short amount of time, 2.5 months is not a lot of time to get something like this together. So everybody's appreciative, and that's why everybody tried to jump in that could to help. And like I say, hopefully next year there's more volunteers to take more stress off you, lock you in a closet there. You can just watch through a window that you don't have to be running around, and everybody else does their thing. So once again, we wanted to thank Tim Samples for putting this on, and we will talk to you later. Bye.